Hello crafters! Today we are doing something very exciting and we are talking about Design Bundles Plus membership. We get questions all the time about what is a Plus membership, what's included in a Plus membership, is it worth it for me? All the different questions and what you can expect with a Plus membership. So today we're going to take a little bit of time. We're going to explore Plus and some of the awesome features that go along with it so you can decide if it's the right fit for you. Spoiler alert, it probably is. So whenever you have a Plus membership with Design Bundles, you get access to the Plus library. That is like really kind of the first benefit and actually I'm not even gonna say it's the biggest benefit because there are a lot of benefits that go along with the Plus membership, but this is like the most well-known benefit. So we're gonna start there. So within the Plus library, you get access to currently over 2.3 million exclusive products, and they include commercial use. So if you're unfamiliar with commercial use, that means if you own an Etsy store or you own a small crafty business and you want to take these designs and put them on a product that you sell, you can do that with a commercial use license. So that's really cool that it's included in your Plus membership library resources. And it's something that you're not gonna find in a lot of other places. A lot of other online marketplaces are gonna require you to pay separately for that license, and those fees can just really add up. So this is a really great perk, especially if you own a small crafty business or you're looking to start one. And then just the sheer volume of resources is insane. So many fonts, so many SVGs, so many PNG and sublimation files, AI generated art. There is so much to look at here. Honestly, you will never look at it all, but let's just do like a brief little look around and I'll show you some things that I love. So first, if you just click on the Plus library, which is kind of where we are now, you're gonna see new designs or trending designs. So you could like change this. Right now I'm looking at what's trending, but I could switch this over and look at like what is newest, and we could see like what people are uploading right now. And because of the time of year, they're uploading lots of like Mardi Gras and Easter type designs. We can see right off the jump, we've got these cute sublimation designs, some really cute stickers, sublimation shirts. I love this little like laser cut file that you could use as like an Easter basket tag. You could also use that on a Cricut. We've got some fun earring files. And this is just kind of what's new. But if I swap over to look at what's trending, you can see we've got some awesome fonts. And side note, I think fonts are one of the coolest things you get as a part of Plus. Sometimes they're a little bit overlooked because everyone's looking for SVGs, but some of the fonts you can get are chef's kiss. Okay, so we've got these really cool fonts right here. I love this vintage whiskey one, such a cool typeface, and space geometry, also really unique and really cool. We've got some fun mug wraps that are trending right now, more fonts. Sometimes you'll find font pairings that people have uploaded. I think those are so cool. These animal alphabet cards, hilarious. You can see I've actually favorited them here, and I've actually used this design before and they are really fun. My daughter loves these. I made them into flashcards for her. So cute. And Houston is a font that I have downloaded before from the Plus library. Also cool. These little coquette bows, I've also downloaded those and used them as stickers before. There's just so much to look at. And like I said, I mean, you could, with over 2 million resources in the Plus library, and that number grows every day, you truly will never see everything there is to see. Okay, next let's talk about our subscription tiers, and I'm gonna keep this section really quick and simple because there are 3 subscription tiers to a Plus membership. The first is the hobbyist tier, and it's great for people that are just getting into crafting, or you know you wanna download things and try new files and try new fonts each month, but you're not sure you're gonna be downloading like a crazy amount of files. And this is great because you get 10 credits per month to use on downloads, and you can always up it from there if you find that you need more. But this is a great place to start. The second tier is our unlimited tier. That's the tier that I am personally on. I love this tier because you get unlimited download credits, so you can download as much as you want from the Plus library, and you also get access to some really cool features and really cool software like Illustrate AI and Craft Designer. We'll talk more about those later, but those are great for generating your own cut files and editing and modifying the ones that you want to use. Finally, we now have business tier right here. Super exciting. This is great if you own a crafty business or an Etsy shop and you know you're gonna be downloading a high quantity of files, but also you want some extra support in your business. This is great because it also includes some extra support and resources like our 31-day business course, our craft calendar, and also a corporate license with your downloads. So that's pretty much it for this part. That's your 3 different types of Plus membership. Let's move on to the next. Okay, this is my favorite part to talk about, and I am so excited to talk to you about it, and that is Craft Designer. So if you're considering a Plus membership, I highly recommend jumping to the Unlimited just so you can use Craft Designer because, oh my goodness, it's epic. Let me show it to you on the computer while we talk about it. So I'm gonna go straight to Craft Designer here. I've already been playing with it quite a bit, and it is seriously a game changer for your crafting. It says, welcome to your creative playground, and that is not an understatement because you can import images from your computer that you've downloaded, you can create a project from scratch, or if you want to, you can import something you've generated in Illustrate AI, which we're gonna talk about in the next section. I'm gonna go ahead and select that one for now, just for the purposes of playing with it. And it's gonna pull up some things that I've made in Illustrate AI recently. So I'm just gonna grab this like floral pattern just for the purposes of having something to play with. Now, Craft Designer has like 2 sides of it. It has pixel mode and vector mode. And if you're familiar with crafting, you may be understanding what that is, but the brief rundown is that pixel mode is for making stickers, sublimation designs, print then cut, any JPEG or PNG image that's going to be flat in the end. Vector mode is like your new BFF for anyone who uses a cutting tool like a Cricut or a Silhouette because it's gonna be able to auto trace and create SVGs and vectorized multi-layered cut file images that you could then use on a cutting machine or a laser. Let's jump into pixel mode first and let me show you what this thing is made of. Okay, let me show you a couple things that you can do here. And let me preface this by saying we are just doing like the briefest overview of Craft Designer right now, but you can truly do so much more. So the first thing you can do that's really cool is remove backgrounds. So I'm actually gonna pull in an image that like has a more cohesive background just so you can like kind of see it work. But here's a picture of my dog, Dolly, when she was a puppy. I mean, seriously, look at her, so cute. And I can just select remove background and it's going to very quickly remove the background from that image and make Dolly like her own little cutout that I can then put on this background. We can also use Magic Extend to change the shape and size of this, which is really, really cool. So if I wanted to extend my background along, I could use Magic Extend and say that I want to zoom out by 1.5 and it's going to make this like more zoomed out. And you don't have to use an Illustrate AI image for this. You can really use like any picture you want. Okay, so you can see that it zoomed out nicely and gave us like a much wider like pattern to work with. I can also do that with any old picture. So if I want to pull back in that picture of Dolly, and we're going to talk about Magic Extend, which is so cool. It allows you to zoom out on an image and even to pan to the right, the left, or up or down in whichever direction you want to go. So let's say that I want to zoom out by 1.5 and I want to pan to the left. I can then hit create and it's going to zoom it out and pan over to kind of extend this photo beyond what I actually captured, which is really cool. Oh, look at that. Okay, so obviously this isn't exactly what my porch looks like, but it's so cool that you can create more depth and breadth to your photos with just the click of a button. And you can do this with any photo. And so I highly recommend trying it with your photos and seeing what kind of different results you can get depending on what background you use in the photos. Obviously a simpler background works better, but it did a great job with this very complicated background. Using Magic Extend, I can resize my photos and reposition my photos to make them the perfect size for mugs, banners, t-shirts, tote bags, and whatever you want really, even if the photo you took isn't the right size initially. Okay, now let's talk about resizing things to use on mugs or t-shirts or tumblers or tote bags or what have you. So let's pull something in. I'm gonna pull in from, let's see. Okay, we're just gonna pull in this bookstore design that I drew a while ago. You can see it's got just like a very boring black background. But let's say I wanted to put this like on a t-shirt and create kind of a distressed look. I love that right inside Craft Designer, you have masks for lots of very popular designs that you might want to make. I could turn this into a 40-ounce tumbler wrap by masking it against a 40-ounce tumbler wrap template, which is really cool. And then you can kind of preview and see what that would look like, and you can resize accordingly. And then you can also do it for 30-ounce tumblers, 20-ounce tumblers, and create distressed designs for shirts and tote bags. So let's say I wanted to make a distressed design for a t-shirt, and I like this kind of like scribbly look. So I could just go right over top of my design, kind of like getting most of my design in there, but still creating that cool like organic look. And then when I hit create, it's going to mask it to be just perfect for a t-shirt or a tote bag. And I love how it creates kind of like this distressed opacity like towards the edge that's really gonna make it look so cool on a t-shirt. Okay, the last thing I wanna talk about in pixel mode is how you can use Craft Designer to clean up images and create like digital scrapbook pages. You can create stickers and so much more. The sticker maker we haven't even gotten into, but it's so easy to use, so cool to make stickers out of. But let's say I wanted to make like a digital scrapbook page. I'm gonna go back to my Illustrate AI really quickly and pull in this like flower design. And if I click edit, it's gonna open it in Craft Designer, which is really cool. So I'm gonna select that and go back into pixel mode here. And we wanna make a digital scrapbook page out of this. So the first thing I wanna do is bring in some like other images to add some depth and layering to my design. So I'm just gonna search, let's do flower. Cool, so we've got lots like spring flowery stuff. So I'm gonna pull in some of these that I just like. I want that one to kind of be like hanging off the edge, and then maybe we bring in like, is that a cow? Oh, heck yes, definitely the cow. I actually like that better. We're bringing in the cow. But it's kind of like blending into the background. So I'm actually gonna use the sticker maker to create kind of like a background on my little cow so it pops off the page a little bit more. And then I'm gonna go back into my library and pull in like a couple more things here. It's kind of cute. So this little like watercolor, like hand-drawn situation. I'm gonna have that like popping off the page over here. Maybe like a light bulb, that's cute. Let's put that like here, and let's give it an outline as well with Sticker Maker. So I could also use the eraser to like clean up parts of the image manually that I don't want anymore. Or if I didn't want to do it that way, I could create a knockout, which would be a great place to like put my picture. So the way I would do that is by going to my library and figuring out what shape I want my knockout to be. So maybe I want something that's like roughly circular. So I'm gonna find something in here just really quickly that's like kind of circular shaped that I can use as a knockout. Ooh, actually I want it to be flower shaped. So I don't really care about the pattern on this. I'm just using it as a knockout. So I'm gonna pull it pretty big to accommodate the size of my image that's gonna go here. And then I'm gonna select it and the background behind it in my layers panel. So in my layers panel, I'm gonna select my clip art and then command select the background as well. And when I select knockout, it's going to cut through and knock out that background. So I'm just gonna shift it to the back again so we can still see everything. But now we have this cute little digital scrapbooking page using Sticker Maker, using knockout. You can see you could also do masking via that, and you can also merge things together if you wanted to as well, which is a really cool way to kind of like condense things down and get rid of like duplicate areas. But we can create so many cool things using Craft Designer Pixel Mode. And again, this was just scratching the surface. We only went over Magic Extend, Background Remove, Knockout, and masking, and Sticker Maker. But there's still Magic Fill, there's still merging, there's still other masking options that you could use. So I highly recommend you go play around with it because it is so cool and a game changer for making those sublimation or print then cut images. Okay, so now let's talk about the other side of Craft Designer, which is vector mode, which is perfect for creating SVG images that you can use with your laser cutter or with your cutting machine, like your Cricut or your Silhouette. Okay, so here we are in vector mode. It pulled in that pattern that I made and went ahead and vectorized it, which is really cool that it's even able to do that. by the way. So all it did was take that PNG that I generated in Illustrate AI and vector map it to create like a single layered SVG. So cool. But let's say we want to pull in something else. So I'm going to go to our library here. You can see all these SVGs come up and there's so many things that you could do with it. So I'm just going to pull in like a couple. Okay, let's just look through and see like what we want to use here. I'm not really going to have any rhyme or reason to this. I'm just going to pull in like several different things that are kind of cool. And we'll talk about some of the different ways you can use vector mode to make really cool customized SVGs. Okay, so I would be remiss not to tell you that you can upload hand-drawn designs into the vector side of Craft Designer and have it auto-trace them into an SVG like that, which is crazy and insane. I highly recommend you play with it. But really quickly, I'm gonna show you a couple other things you can do with the vector side of things. So I've got these little guys that I just pulled in from the library. The first thing that I think is really cool is offset. So actually, let's get rid of these. We don't need all this. This is a lot to look at. Hold on. Let's just play with these hearts for a second. So offset is a really cool tool because it's a great way for you to create multi-layered SVG cut files that are perfect for like cake toppers, paper cut, or laser cut things that you're like stacking out of wood. This one in particular, I could see being a really cute like picture frame that you make out of wood. And you can use offsets to create like multiple layers here. So like I could put a white layer like behind that black layer, and then I could do another offset after it of like blue that then maybe goes on the inside, or red if we wanted to be like very festive with it. I can even use this like custom color creator if I know like, yeah, I really want it to be like this fuchsia color. So then I can confirm, and now I have a 3-layered SVG that I could then stack up out of paper, wood, vinyl, whatever I want, and it's become something really that has a lot of depth to it and a lot of interest. So I love the offset tool to do things like that. That's just one simple thing you can do with the vector side of things, but you could also use unite, exclude, and intersect to combine multiple images and graphics to make something really cool in the vector designer. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is Illustrate AI because, oh my goodness, this is such a cool perk of having a Plus membership that you're just missing out if you're not using it. I love Illustrate AI because it's an AI image generator made by crafters for crafters. So it's prompt-based, and with just a few clicks, you can generate some really cool images in here. If you're using credits with your Plus membership, the credit cost varies per generation, but it's between about 0.25 and 1 credits per generation. And also there are no publishing fees, which is really cool. So anytime you make something, you can download it or edit it in Craft Designer directly from Illustrate AI, and there's no fee to do that. Let's really quickly generate some art so I can show you how it works. We're gonna do a cottage garden with lots of flowers and vibrant colors set in the countryside. Yeah, I'm gonna use Enhance here to make it sound better and add a little more detail. And then we're just gonna use the default art style. We're gonna generate 4 images and I want it to be in landscape. And let's go ahead and see what it makes. So cool. Illustrate AI is truly amazing and you can create such high quality digital art so easy. This could easily be magnets or a sublimation design or a sticker in just a few clicks, especially if I threw it in Craft Designer and used some of the features we just talked about. I especially love this one. Like, I want to live there. Or this one. It's making me wish it was summer. Okay, so to wrap it up, that's a good overview of what you can get with a Plus membership. It is truly a game-changing resource for crafters. I mean, from the massive library of resources you get, to the commercial use license that is just included, to the fact that there's no hidden fees, the added software you get to access just from being a Plus member. I mean, Craft Designer and Illustrate AI are truly so cool, and they are absolutely revolutionary to the AI concept that, as we know, is everywhere now. There truly are good options for any level of crafter or wherever you are in your budget. Reminder, here are the 3 options that we talked about earlier in this video. I highly, highly, highly recommend you check it out because you can start crafting today and make truly anything you can dream of.